My name is David Kendrick, and I look just fine. Just from looking at me, you may see a 6 foot African American male with a beard and a face that looks pretty friendly. And people talk to me all the time and they say, "Oh, David, you look just fine." And that's because David has a routine like many of us have throughout the day. No matter what we're going through, we take a look in our mirror each morning and we practice our just fine face. And here's what it looks like. David, you are just fine. Karen, you are just fine. Steve, you are just fine. Keisha, you are just fine. And no matter what we go through, every single day we wake up and we practice this just fine face, knowing that we're dealing with other issues, but because people, places, and things rely on us every single day, we tell the world we are just fine. We wake up every morning and we go downstairs to get our kids ready for school, and we find that they have poured a bowl of cereal, but not in the bowl, all over the table. And then we get our kids and we pack them into the car and we drop them off at school. And then we rush to 7-Eleven as fast as we can for a Red Bull and a donut because mommy or daddy didn't get 8 hours of sleep and they didn't have time to make themselves breakfast. And then we get to work where as soon as we walk in, our boss is demanding that report that you spent the last 6 hours stay up till 2 a.m. preparing for. You give it to your boss and you don't get a thank you in return, but that's okay because everything is just fine. And that's our daily routine. Every single day, we're dealing with all these internal factors that we have to put on a brave face for, our just fine face, and not talk about because you know what? We have to let people know we are just fine. Now, do we take time to take care of our mental health? No. Now, there's a report by the United States Travel Association that says a total of 768 million vacation days went unused in 2018. That is a 9% increase from 2017. And of those days, 236 million vacation days were forfeited. 236 million vacation days were forfeited in 2018. Think about how many mental health days went to waste. And why? It's because we can put that report on our boss's desk without getting a thank you. We forget about our own mental health because people, places, and things, they need us, and we don't worry about what we need. We put our mental health on the back burner and tell people that, hey, I'm just fine. In the workplace, women say they're just fine when they deal with discrimination because they work in a place that is dominated by males. Veterans such as myself deal with external factors and internal factors like PTSD and insomnia, but we go to work anyway because people, places, and things rely on us to be just fine. The LGBTQ community, they face discrimination in the workplace and in the public. But you know what? They go around and they tell people that, hey, I'm just fine. Because these people, these places, and these things all rely on us to be just fine. Now, these people, places, and things, they tend to be our jobs, our families, and our friends. So how can we go from being just fine to actually being fine. We are just fine in the present, but in the future, how can we take that just fine mask off and actually be fine? Because the truth is, we are just fine until we aren't. So here are 3 tips that I can give to take your mental health back and to go from being just fine to actually being healthy, mentally and physically. But let's start with our jobs. Ladies and gentlemen, take your time off when you need it. I know so many people who pride themselves on having all this vacation time saved up at the end of the year, and they're forced to either use it or lose it. Why are you saving these days? Take your time off at work. Think about your mental health as a car, and your check engine light comes on. Yeah, you can drive with your check engine light on in your car, and you'll be just fine. But drive another 2,000 miles on that car with that check engine light come on, and in the future you may have a costly problem because you need maintenance, just like your car. You need rest. While your kids are at work, take your vacation days so you can sleep. Go to the spa. Just take a day off for your mental health, whether you need it or not. And more likely than not, after you take this time off from work and you go take care of yourself, you may say, man, I didn't even know I needed that, but I did. Thank God I took those days off from work. Let's move on to our friends. People who we spend a majority of our time with outside of work and outside of our families. Now, we have some friends who are highly problematic, and we spend a lot of time listening to their problems. Tell them, hey, I need some time to myself. I need some time for my mental health. I'll still be here if you need me, but I won't be able to hang out as much, talk on the phone as much, go on Facebook with you as much, because I need some time to myself. And if they're truly a friend, hopefully they'll understand. Last but not least is our families, who can be a cause of a lot of our mental health issues. Kids are demanding, husbands are demanding, wives are demanding. Aunts need to go here, uncles need to go there, our grandparents need things. They need to be taken care of. And they can be a lot on us because as a good family member, we want to take care of our families. But you know what? If you can't take care of yourself, you can't take care of anyone else. Like they say on the plane, you have to put your oxygen mask on first and then assist others. So that conversation can sound like, you know what? Brother, sister, mom, dad, I need some time to myself, and I'm gonna need you to help me in my mental health. I just need a little bit of a break. I'm gonna give you some resources to help you do these things on your own. I'll still be around, but I'm going to take a little time just for me. And hopefully, they'll understand. So ladies and gentlemen, your mental health, it should come first. It should never sit on the back burner. And we need to make our way from going to be from I'm fine, I look fine, to actually being just fine. So that way we can actually look ourselves in the mirror and actually be able to say, I am fine.